So, until the 1880s, microbiologists used gelatin to study microbes. And so how this was done is that they would take gelatin powder, mix it up with water, pour it into a plate, wait for that to solidify, and then you'd grow your microbes of interest on there. And this was done to repeatedly study and analyze certain microbes. But the problem was that gelatin actually melts at 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and the human body temperature, and the normal human body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you wanted to, for example, study a human microbe that typically goes at the same temperature as the human body, how would you do that on gelatin without melting the gelatin? It was practically impossible, and this was a setback for a lot of microbial experiments for scientists. Until a woman by the name of Fanny Hess suggested that instead of using gelatin, we use something called, or microbiologists use something called agar. Now what she said that she makes those great jelly desserts with this agar substance. It's like a gelatin-like substance. She said that it stays firm and it doesn't melt when it's hot outside. And so microbiologists thought that it's worth a try. And they tried it, and they experimented multiple times with this substance, and it turns out that it's great. It's been everything that microbiologists have been looking for. It grows microbes, it's firm, and it doesn't melt at normal human body temperatures. So it was the most effective substance that they could find. And so microbiologists later used this to develop vaccines, antibiotics, drugs, such as the DPT vaccine, tetanus, tuberculosis, and the meningococcal vaccine that UHS bothers everyone living on campus about. So this was extremely effective for future development, and point is that you are tuberculosis free today not because a scientist made a great discovery, but because a cook, someone who likes to make jellies, made a great discovery. And so this was a story that I told a friend of mine who was annoyed at the idea that high-ranking universities usually take students with great extracurricula rather than just great grades. And it makes sense initially when you think about it. I mean, being a Grammy Awards winner wouldn't be the first thing I'd look for in my doctor. Being the host of a reality TV show wouldn't be the first thing I'd look for in my president. But to each his own. However, those people demonstrate a divergent skill set than what we're usually used to. And so they have demonstrated that they have a unique perspective of what we normally view. And so this is where ideas come from. This is where innovation comes from. Still wouldn't vote for the TV host. This sort of diversity is not only found in extracurricula. You could also see this in universities. So for example, a lot of students find that gen eds are a waste of time, and like, why would you spend your time, investing your time and energy into a certain course that would not directly correlate to your major? But the more you think about it, you would find that the same skill sets that you would be able to get from a gen ed course do actually apply into your major regardless of what that is. So say for example calculus and the critical analysis skill set that you would get from that, and how you'd apply that to a major in like communications. So, and the Harvard Business Review has actually released numerous articles about the importance of gen eds, and this was taken from one of their articles. So if you want out-of-the-box thinking, you need to free up people's inherent creativity. Humanists are trained to be creative and are uniquely adapted to leading creative teams. This was in reference to science major students studying humanities topics. And so I urge all of you to go out there and experience new things. Pursue your passions. A hobby can one day turn into a career, and who knows, you could be the next cook in a research lab. Thank you.